Welcome to round 5 of the 2023 XCAL Racing Web Shop Series. We are here at the Lanier Speedway here in Brazelton, Georgia for a good one here tonight as we are set to go for 350 laps for 131 miles around Lanier Speedway. So glad you could join us on the networks of How to Suck at iRacing. Marty Sakala alongside Doug Burns. Doug has pushed the buttons down in the studio. So we are here at one of the classic short tracks in iRacing, Doug, here. This one is always a lot of fun to go to because you just never know what's going to happen, especially late in the races. Both of the grooves, the bottom groove and the second groove from the bottom, are always fun to use.
Yeah, they really are. And this track is, I mean, XCAL, we've always had a bunch of firsts here. Last year, we had the first ever XCAL green-white checkered finish here. We've had all sorts of excitement going on at this track, so it's always a great show, always a lot of firsts, and always a little bit of chaos mid-race, so you never know what's going to happen in this one.
For sure, absolutely. If you missed this last week, we had a good one at Five Flags Speedway. We had Austin Edwards take home the win with Noah Carpenter second, Alex Crafter third, Kendrick Dyer fourth, and Parker Retzlaff in the fifth position. Your point standings, your top 5, Retzlaff with a 23-point lead on Kyle Bartels at the moment, and then just about 47 back in third is Austin Edwards, 57 back in fourth, Jeremy Gilliatt, and fifth in points, just about 70 back is Noah Carpenter. So you've had a great start to this season so far early on here. We're going to talk with some of your favorite drivers before we take the green flag. So let's meet with our first driver here, and that of course is Nat Bear. Nat Bear is driving the number 3 machine here tonight, and that car is a Rocky Bombs ride. Matt, it's a controversy once again from last week. Tangled with another J&S Racing Aces car. Just now that we are into Lanier week, how important is that to get out of your head and just try and focus on racing cleanly and going for a win?
I mean, you always come out here and try to race as clean as possible. I mean, really last week was just a racing deal. I mean, he thought I was going to move up another half car length, and I wasn't moving up for him, and he just came across my nose and wrecked himself. It's just unfortunate that I got rammed up the butt with no lube last week by race control and terrible call, and ended up costing me a couple extra laps. But, you know, luckily we were able to salvage it and somehow pull out a 10th place after being like 22nd or 23rd whenever we went green on that last green flag run. So, hell of a performance in the end of the week.
Tonight you start around mid-pack in the 14th position. What are going to be the keys to victory?
Like you said, it's a long race, Marty. You got to save your tires. You can't overdrive it at the beginning of the run. You got to save gas because, I mean, you know what all these guys are going to do. They're going to come out here and try to save as much as they can, try to make the least amount of pit stops as possible, especially if we go green. You do a lap under caution in about 30-35 seconds around here, so you aren't going to have hardly any time on pit road. People are going to go multiple laps down on pit road without even realizing it. You've got to be very precise tonight with just about everything you're doing in and off pit road, hitting your box. I mean, conserving gas. Everything is going to be a key tonight.
All right, man, absolutely. Well, before we let you go real quick, anyone you want to give shout-outs to? What's your favorite item on the web shop?
Well, until I get my shirt on there, I won't be satisfied, but the new Bartle shirt is pretty cool. No, I just want to thanks to MLS Speed Shop. That's who I run Road to Pro with, so we're getting ready to get that started off next week. Hopefully we're going to go shock some people and do some crazy things. And the web shop that XCAL has with everything on there, you can literally get just about anything on there. Butt Kicker, Colgan Enterprises for doing the Dash Series. You guys over at How to Suck at iRacing, I mean, we put on a real good product out here. It shows we keep getting more high-quality people showing up every week. We got Daniel Foltz this week. Who knows, Tom Majeski might show up to get beat by me next week.
Best of luck tonight, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Matt Bear, also known as the FIFA Master, as he gets ready to go here. Let's talk as well with Jeremy Gilliatt. Jeremy, you come in 4th in points, man. What a start to the season. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Joe Campbell. My mistake, Joe. Hang on, Joe. We'll get you back shortly here. Sorry. Let's get Jeremy Gilliam now in this one. There we go. Jeremy Gilliam in with us now. Jeremy, you've had a good start to the season, 14 points. Just talk about the start you've had this year. Jeremy Gilliam, you got a copy? All right, we have no Jeremy Gilliam, so we will get him momentarily. In the meantime, we'll go back to Joe Campbell. So, Joe, last week you had another tough break. You got taken out once again. This time, you had probably the best car here in 5th position. How do you rebound from that tonight?
Well, sucked. The car was excellent. I was actually getting ready to make the pass for 4th when a lapper by the name of Robert Colgan decided he was going to be in my lane and ruin my race. You know, it's hard coming in this week, you know, but I'm going to try to keep my head clear, try to get it back up front. I'm not the best at Lanier, so I don't know how it's going to go. But, you know, we're just going to try to hold on to it and keep the car clean and hope for a good finish at the end.
Joe, you start from position number, just correct me here if I'm wrong, you are starting from 18th position. I asked Matt his perspective on this, but what's it going to take when starting mid-pack? Is this going to be a race of patience for you?
For sure. There's going to be a lot of patience here. I'm going to be probably stuck on the outside for a little bit, trying, nobody's going to leave a hole. So, hopefully nothing happens. No one gets loose and comes up the track. We can get evened out, get down in line, and just work it from there. Hopefully, these XCAL races, they're races, a lot of time for stuff to happen. So, it's 2 weeks in a row I've been had bad races in the top 5. The first week was my own fault, but, so, just try to keep it clean, see what happens. Hopefully it works out, and you can expect that you'll see the J&S Racing Aces up there. Them boys are ready to go. They're hungry.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to before we let you go?
Well, I'd like to mention the XCAL Racing web shop. Everybody needs to go check it out. Go get your Noah Carpenter t-shirts. We started with them, I think, 2 weeks ago. So hopefully we'll get some people buying those and putting them out. And XCAL Racing, Aaron Hillbush, for putting on these events. He's got a lot going on.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you go. Yes, fix your mic next time, and best of luck tonight.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Joe Campbell getting set to go here. And finally, we talk with your points leader for tonight, coming into tonight, and that is Parker Retzlaff. Parker, you were coming in with an incredible start as well. You start from the pole position, a lot like when I saw you last time at USA. How important is qualifying up here in the front tonight?
I feel like it's just puts you off to a really good start. I feel like I haven't had the best starts all year, but we've been capitalizing all year. I think our team's been good all year. Everybody from JNS has run good all year with me and Zach and Noah and Alex, but Zach needs to start picking it up. He's kind of holding the team down a little bit, even though, Zach's a great guy. I just had to call him out a little bit in the interview, but everyone should look forward to a good race tonight and check out the web shop.
Absolutely. Looks like a good one for you tonight here once again. What are your keys to victory?
I think it's just the same as always. Just, make sure you be there at the end. You don't want to get damaged. You don't want to, put yourself in a bad spot and get a black flag. So I think it's just the same as always, just riding around and trying to make sure you're there at the end.
All right, finally, before we let you go, who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I just got to give a shout-out to everyone who's watching the stream. Aaron for putting this on, you guys for broadcasting it, and everyone who works with the team.
All right, well, we will let you go, Parker. Best of luck tonight. You got a long one ahead.
Thank you.
So, Parker Retzlaff gets set to go. He is your pole sitter for tonight. And Carmen, your points leader coming on in. Let's take a look at our race analysis here for tonight. We mentioned it, 350 laps, 131 and a quarter miles, and the fuel window is up to 90 laps here. So we could be in for a 3 to 4 pit stop race. We're set to go racing. Let's meet the field here in your starting lineup. Retzlaff on pole position once again. And next to him, Noah Carpenter in the 42. Row number 2, a pair of Edwards not related. Zach Edwards in the 30, Austin Edwards in the 18. Row 3, Kendrick Cryer in the 66, Steven Rex in car number 10. Row 4, Alex Krapser in the 29, and Ethan Wolf in the 51. Rounding out the top 10 tonight, Daniel Folds in the 28 and Mason Foster in the 96. Row 6, Colin Lawrence in the 57, Ryan Seams in the 131. Row 7, Jeremy Gilliat in the 27 and Matt Bear in the 3. Row 8, Adam Gilliat in the 25 and Jeff Edgar in the 7. Row 9, Robert Colgan in the 94 and Joe Campbell the 63. Two rivals that won it last week starting in the same row. Round out your top 20, DJ Powell in the 454 and Derek Colson in the 5. Here's how the rest of the grid looks. Row 11, James Johnson in the 39, Brett Meckes 44. Row 12, John Friley in the 26, Sean Andrews in the 04. Rounding out the grid tonight, Jose Gaudino, Sean Patrick. These following drivers in the top 15, Albert Hewins. The rest of provisionals, Stephen Wetton, Gerald Poole, Peter J. Zeller, Hugh Bowser, Scott Gilliat, Mark Hendrick. One driver going to the rear tonight and starting the race strike, and that's Jonathan Bronson in the 69. Doug, we're just about a lap away from going racing. Final thoughts?
It's Lanier. Anything could happen, and usually does. It will be a race of patience, and it may be a race of attrition. It's a lot of leaning on each other, a lot of side-by-side, and a lot of cars are going to get a little bit beat up tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, that's for sure. Well, we're glad you could join us here on How to Suck at iRacing. Carpenter and Retzlaff bring us to the green flag. Here we go. Showtime at Lanier.
Off into turn 1. Everybody side by side at the moment. It'll take a few laps. Parker quickly shoots to the lead, but these guys, we heard a couple of mentions of it in the pre-race. These guys on the outside line, till that outside line gets worked in, they're going to be going backwards. It's going to be a tough start.
Retzlaff off the track early as Noah Carpenter goes to the race lead. We actually just had the start. Art Hendren spin in turn number 2, so leaders will approach him very shortly. 2 laps in the books. Carpenter leads over Carpenter, Retzlaff, Zach Edwards, Austin Edwards, and Kendrick Cryer. First side-by-side battle is between the 28 of Daniel Folds and the 51 of Ethan Wolf for 8th position. Folds takes it, doesn't look underneath Steve Rex. He does not just yet. Well, Lawrence with barely just enough room. How low can you go is the question here, Doug.
Well, we will see some guys. We've seen it every race here. We'll see some guys down on the apron through the turns. Late in a run, it helps the car rotate, and some guys late in this race are going to be diving down in there trying to make anything happen, as it looks like Thanos has had a problem.
Yep, Gerald Poole in the 33 has crashed it, and so the leaders will have 2 lap cars to approach. No caution, will stay under the green flag for right now, but very early in the race, earlier than you normally see, Doug, the leaders approaching lap traffic. We'll see how this plays into effect, especially when they're side-by-side for the last position. And Gerald Poole will open up the bottom of the 42, and same with Art Hendrick.
Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise to see guys struggling here so early, but and to see lap traffic already coming into play. I mean, it doesn't take long at Lanier, and if this thing stays green, the longer it's green, the more cars go laps down. We've seen fields drop down to 3 or 4 drivers on the lead lap. Parker Retzlaff almost lapped the entire field a couple weeks ago. So anything can happen here, but man, Lanier, seeing lap traffic this early, things are going to get a bit dicey.
Carpenter coming off the 2nd place finish to Austin Edwards in the 18 last week. He really wants to rebound and score his 2nd win of the year.
Yeah, he is definitely looking for another win here. Good evening to Richie. Good evening to everybody watching here. The Ryan Seams fan club already in the house. Make sure you're cheering on your favorite driver in the comments. And don't forget to go check out the XCAL web shop during or after the race. Get all your favorite stuff. Is there any Ryan Seams gear in the Flying Ryan gear in there yet? I wonder.
You know, I thought I saw something. I took a look at the shop this morning. Nope, I did not. I thought I saw something. Not yet. Maybe if you look it up. Maybe there should be a search page up. Aaron, if you're listening to this afterwards, put up a damn search button.
Yeah, and get us some Flying Ryan gear. Obviously, one of the biggest fan clubs out there, Flying Ryan Seams, who had a great starting position up to 11th already, about to crack back into the top 10, is Zach Edwards, who has been blinking since the drop of the green, is getting worse.
Absolutely. He has been warned already, I believe, once by Aaron Hillebush to fix his blinking. And we are also hearing that Daniel Folt is starting to blink as well. Take a look at their pinging quality. Folt has a 77 quality at the moment. Edwards is now looking over at the moment. Ryan Seams, by the way, from the Flying Ryan fan club, just set the quickest lap of the race a couple moments ago, 14:33. So good start for him. Tough race for him last week. Came off an 11th place finish at 5 flags, 1 spot short of reaching the top 10.
Yeah, we're going to see some drivers too tonight just charge through this field because they can make a move on the outside or they can get that nose in. PDJ Zeller already one of those drivers up 11 spots in the 19th as you see him go past the Mad Bear. Matt currently running in 20th. He's the biggest mover, but Jonathan Bronson already up 8 spots into 26th. A few drivers like Sean Andrews up 6 spots. Jim Johnson up 4 spots into 17th. And DJ Powell up 5 spots into 14th. And we're seeing some new names out here tonight.
It's only a fun start this evening. Yes, you are right. We have 4 drivers that are making their XCAL racing debuts. Ethan Wolf, Daniel Folt, DJ Powell, and Hugh Bowser. Daniel Folt currently highest amongst those 4, currently in the 8th position.
Hugh Bowser should be playing Mario, with that last name, but he's doing a great job so far. Up 4 spots into 27th, and as we've often seen here, we've seen a lot this season. A lot of success with first-time drivers doing really, really well in their first race here in XCAL. Be interesting to watch and see how these 4 new drivers do here tonight. Noah Carpenter continuing to lead. Retzlaff in second. Zach Edwards third. Austin Edwards fourth. Single file throughout looks like the top 10. You have to go all the way back to Mason Foster, battling it out with the 57 of Colin Lawrence to see a side-by-side, but that is settled. So now the top, 15 drivers are single file. Joe Campbell now in 15th up 3 spots.
Absolutely. So, interesting start to this one, that's for sure. See everyone rolling around single file, as we always say when it comes to the short ovals here, Doug, at XCAL road courses. This is a race of patience.
It really, really is, especially with lap traffic already coming into play here tonight, as the 37 is about to go another lap down. They're seeing these guys already into more traffic, and the leaders are going to have to navigate that, maintain speed, and protect their position. It's going to be a bit of a trick. Finding a balance here is tricky. Hey, JR, how's it going, man?
It really will be tricky to find a balance here this evening. And also going to be really tough as well, especially when you get into the long run to pass cars because of all the gaps that they will put up. That's the biggest gap right now we see on the racetrack amongst the front of the field. Alex Crapser has opened up a nice delta between him and Steve Durex. That's his second, of course, is the lap traffic that separates the two. But behind them, here comes Jeremy Gilliatt on and Daniel Folds for the spot.
Zach Edwards may be about to be called off the track. His blinking has gotten substantially worse here in the last minute or so. Heartbreak for him, as he is having a great run so far tonight. Up there, started third, held that position, just taking it easy here early on. But man, it would be heartbreaking to see Zach have to drop out of this race or go to pit road. Could lose a ton of time, especially when you consider these guys are going to go 90 or more laps on the tank of fuel.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a long race for those fuel tanks as well, that's for sure. So we think just about maybe 3-4 pit stops through the drivers. Jonathan Bronson making some moves. Now the second driver up at least 10 positions. Currently up 10 spots. Remember, started last, but Tanner Silver real well in the strike. Running in the 24th position, just made his way past Jeff Edgar in the Triton Cooler Coach.
Bronson always knows how to get through these crowds. He always has quite a bit of speed. The issue there will be patience. He is a pretty patient young man most of the time, but we have seen in recent weeks a little bit of frustration coming from that driver of the 69 car. He just needs to keep it calm, and we have seen tempers here blow up big time in the past. And so as you see those brake rotors glowing, I think you'll see some heads glowing here in a little bit as their temper begin to flare as we start to see guys moving each other.
Jonathan Bronson as well, the winner of the XCAL Racing Dash Series yesterday. The XCAL Racing Dash Series with www.xcalracing.com for a lot more info. Looking at some other drivers here as we look at the top 10. A lot of drivers with some good starts here. Look at the Jilliats at the moment. Jeremy and Adam, 8th to the 9th position here, Doug. They're currently up at least 5 spots at the moment. Jeremy's up 5, Adam's up 6. Working really well together in the stimulus racing rides. Just trying to make their way towards the front of the field, inching closer and closer. We now look on Rex for 7.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is for the most part, these two qualify very close together. They get hooked up really, really quickly, and they just march forward together. That is some epic teamwork that these two have together. Dad, Scott Gilliat, improving a little bit every week. He started to make his way forward, but currently up in 31st with the leaders not far behind. He's got to start making his way forward quickly. I think Scott will be in contention later in the season, but still has to find some speed and catch up to his sons.
Jeremy's got to run underneath, takes away the 7th spot from Stephen Rex, now gives a chance to Adam Gilliat. Even Ryan Seems from behind as the second line. No, right now, from what we're looking at right now, it's not coming in early in this race.
No, it is not. And early in this race, I mean, you've got to get guys getting forced up there to lay some rubber down, get some traction, but conversely, if you get stuck up there, as you've seen, Stephen Rex just dropped 3 spots in a matter of just a couple laps. He gets up high. There's not a lot of places to drop back in the line. The longer it goes, the more single file they get, the more stretched out this gets. It's going to get harder to find a place in line, so you got to be careful to keep that car as low as possible.
That is for sure indeed. So Noah Carpenter again continues to lead. He's led 5 for the 45 lap. Completely on the red lap flat, the opening lap of this one.
I have to wonder about Retzlaff, though. It looked like he just moved over and let Noah by. I have to wonder if that's a strategy move. Is Retzlaff trying to save some fuel here?
I think it is. Remember, they are JNS Racing Aces teammates.
Retzlaff does have the points lead, so he led a lap, got those bonus points, and he's not as concerned about leading all the laps as he is finishing here.
Absolutely. Noah Carpenter 5th in the standings. He came in 70 points behind Parker Retzlaff, so definitely wants to help the 42 close in. Is this a deal? I think I just saw some sparks fly between him and Scott Gilliat, the driver that just got lapped a moment ago.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit close as lap traffic comes into play here. And worth reminding everybody, hey, these guys, if they're not lapped yet, they have the right to defend their position and try and stay on the lead lap. We're seeing a lot of great sportsmanship out there because these lap cars are not fighting the leaders as hard as they could. However, once you're a lap down in XCAL, you have to give up that position to the leaders.
Take a look right now, 3 through 4th are where they began. We are seeing some side-by-side racing. It's just with the lap traffic trying to let people go. Looking at some other movers here. Actually, we got a change for the lead here. Noah Carpenter moved up top as Parker Retzlaff takes the top spot back. Let's see, Doug, if we have it on our replay.
Take a quick look at this one, and yeah, I think this might have, Noah just gets a little high out of turn 4. I think that was just a strategy move. Noah's not fighting it too terribly hard. I think he was letting Parker get back to the lead. This might be a situation where both drivers are just counting how many laps they're leading, trying to make sure they both get some. And at the end of the night, whoever has the most gets those 5 bonus points. Zach Edwards now in second, but his blinking continues. That could be a real problem for him.
Could as well maybe be a distractor too for Parker Retzlaff, so we'll see what happens there. Stephen Rex has been fading a lot ever since the Gilliatt passed him. He just lost 10 spots to Mason Foss at the moment, and Daniel Foles, I believe a drop bomb's teammate as well, lets him go from behind. Actually correction out of drop bomb's teammate. Foles just lets him go.
Worth noting, Colin Lawrence, new driver in the group tonight, in the 57 car there on the bottom, currently running in 13th. It looks like Colin might have a bit of a fan club here tonight as well.
Absolutely, Colin Lawrence staying up near the top half of the field, so it's having a good run at the moment. And some other battles on your screen. Matt Bear, Robert Hogan, that's the race for 23rd. Matt Bear not off to a good start. But like what we talked about pre-races, one location throughout the field, Bear is fading.
Yeah, I don't think Matt has the setup right where he wants it, so you know that car's going to get some adjustments on pit road when they make their first stop here in about 30 laps.
59 laps are in the books, making 60 at the line. Parker Retzlaff leads Zach Edwards, Noah Carpenter, Austin Evans, and Kendrick Breyer. Stay with us here at Lanier. We are on lap number 69 in the moment in the XCAL Racing Web Shop Series event here at Lanier. Make sure you check out the XCAL Racing Web Shop. Go to xcalracing.com and click on shop. We've got some driver products from Noah Carpenter, Kyle Martin, and Kyle Bardos, who are recent XCAL winners. We also have products from our 2023 Web Shop Series t-shirts, as well as the grill heating, which you guys see over our crop hoodies, and our mouse pads.
I'm willing to bet, just based on the YouTube chat, and of course you guys can go comment on Twitch, on Facebook too. It looks like Ryan Seams Fan Club is really asking for some Ryan Seams gear, so, you know, Aaron, when you're watching tomorrow, make sure you get some Ryan Seams gear for these folks.
Absolutely. And let us know as well who you're looking for in the chat on Facebook. Hello, like as I mentioned earlier, hello to Richie and JR. As well as on YouTube, we set the Flying Diamonds in the fan club is here. Jason seems impressed. Hello to Sarah rooting for Colin tonight. Hermie. Hello to Chris Johnson for the win. Amanda Douglas rooting for Derek Olsen in the chat. Of course, Danielle Sargent rooting for the JNS Racing Aces team. That is the team she is listed as the owner for. Carol rooting for Brent in the field, Brent Mackis. And a whole lot more as well. We got a lot of fans watching the chat. Of course, we are glad to join us. No change amongst drivers inside the top 5 at the moment. We are working lap 76 here, Doug, with Red's lap as the leader. We talked about before we went to the break. Drivers are just about making 15-ish laps or so from pitting.
We've seen Red's lap. We've always talked about several drivers who are extremely good at saving fuel, making it last. Guys like Austin Edwards. Red's lap has been really good about extending that fuel run here lately, and I think we said roughly 90 laps on the tank. I think we'll see a few guys like Redslap, like Edwards, try and stretch it because, hey, that's paid off for them multiple times here lately. I mean, that's how some of them get to victory lane, just playing that strategy right. So give it a little time here, but I think we may see some different strategy. And, if they can make it to lap 100, if somebody can stretch that far, then they just saved themselves one pit stop tonight. That could be huge later on. And also, just an additional mention, make sure you're following us on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. There's going to be some big news and announcements coming soon. You can always catch up on everything that's going on.
Retzlaff has actually opened the lead up here to 1.4 seconds. Biggest lead here for the double zero at the moment. Some drivers may be considering shortly. We actually have DJ Powell, the first one to pit. Mason Foster is actually going to come in as well with the 96. So here we go for pit stops underway at Lanier. And pit stops are very interesting at this track here, Doug, because you have to enter in turn number 4, you have to exit in turn number 1. It's a tough pit stops or pit roads, I should say, in iRacing.
And it's so frustrating in addition to that because you're down at pit road speed, and as you see, you have to go all the way around the dang track on the infield. So you're doing that really slow pace lap, watching everybody speed by you on the outside, and if you're pitting too soon, if that caution comes out, you're just hosed. So it's an unnerving track to pit at. But, man, you can make up a lot of ground on pit road, too, if you get everything just right. It could be a big win here.
Daniel Foles about to come into the 28, just pitting in from outside of the top 9.
Ryan Seams missed pit road entry in turn 4. He dove in turn 1. Will he get a penalty, and will that affect his race?
Chances are he will, so that's a tough break if that is true on Seams' part.
Let's see if we can see what happened to Seams as he went to pit road and attempted it in turn 4. Looks like he just got down low and just missed the entrance there.
And a very tough place to enter pit road too, enter and exit as a whole.
Yeah, coming off pit road there, you see it, you come out in turn 1, you have to stay under that dotted line. You've got people dropping their left sides down on the apron, so it can get really close. We have seen some incidents with drivers coming on and off pit road in the past.
Adam Gilliatt's put the number 25 into pit road. We're hearing John Friley's about to pit next.
Jeremy Gilliatt also on pit road, so both members of that team, well, 2 of the 3 members of that team on pit road now.
Stephen Rex now brings the Drafting Bombs 10 ride into the pits.
Here we are at lap 91. We said 90 was about where we could see it, but we know a few of these drivers out here are going to try and extend that. So here we go. Let's see how far. Who do you think is going to make it the furthest here?
I think either Retzlaff or Carpenter. Oh, we got one car that just caught the wall. I think that was one of the Moonlight cars. I think was that. No, it was the orange Moonlight car. And that was Stephen White in the 15 that scraped the wall entering pit road. He look closely, you can see just barely on the right rear quarter panel a paint scuff on that. So it shouldn't be any optional damage as well. It should be just cosmetic. And Retzlaff just made his run down in the pit road, so he is in for his stop.
Zach Edwards, meanwhile, to the lead for the first time here tonight, and his blinking issue is not improving. He could be in trouble before this one's all said and done.
Absolutely. Aaron Halebusch has already warned him once. Actually, not just once, but twice here.
Austin Edwards, the winningest XCAL driver ever, up to third now. Zach Edwards is into pit road. Noah Carpenter goes back to the lead. Austin lurking right behind. Expect Austin to stretch this long enough to get a lap in and get those bonus points. Last season's champ is looking for a win here tonight.
Austin is well known for stretching fuel windows. You just go look back at the season finale last year at Charlotte Motor Speedway when he stretched that fuel run. That was amazing.
Not to mention, when you finish at Charlotte Super Speedway, he stretched fuel on a fixed setup. They all had the same setups, unlike tonight where everybody has their own setup. Austin did that on the same setup everybody else had and still managed to stretch it further than anybody.
Absolutely. And so Edwards lets a driver with fresh tires go by. That is the 21 of Scott Gilliatt making a message that he's pitting. These are the only two that have yet to pit. Noah Carpenter actually just said on the radios he is coming in this time, waiting for Austin to pit as well.
Austin will not pit here, guarantee it.
I can tell you as well, Parker Retzlaff is out ahead of Zach Edwards and Alex Krebs from Kendrick Pryor, so Noah's in. Now we just wait for 18.
Well, he's
stopping him in the road. Let's watch Noah here. Go ahead, Doug.
He's hit 102 laps now. He continues to stretch it out. I think Austin now can do this on 2 more stops, where a lot of these drivers are going to have to 4-stop this. So 3 stops for Austin and 3 stops also for Noah Carpenter as he hits his pit stall. I think Austin, wow, he is still out.
Do you think it maybe has to do as well with maybe a possible different gear in the car?
Usually does. I mean, Austin owns the...
And he says he's going to pit this time here, so this is going to be a 105-lap stint. Well done.
Edwards set up shop.
Oh, he's got trouble. Trouble in turn 3. A car got the wall. Not sure who it was. But a car did scrape the wall, and Edwards just had to dodge a big bullet there.
Yeah, that was really, really close. We saw him have to jerk it down. You know Austin wants to make a more smooth entrance to pit road, but he got it down to pit road after 105 laps. Great job on his part. That'll also, if he continues to stretch it out, that'll also put him in position to have the freshest tires after that last stop when they're coming down to battle this thing out.
I can tell you as well, that incident with Scott Gilliatt and Kendrick Pryor again. Yes, that's the second time they've gotten into it in 2 weeks. Remember, they got into it at USA where Kendrick and Scott both went around off of Scott. Scott gets Kendrick once again, and Kendrick is not happy, and I don't blame him for being mad at him.
Well, Kendrick, now they're on opposite ends of the track. So Kendrick, you know, he's going to be a little bit patient here, but we are starting to see some of those tempers really starting to flare here.
Absolutely, that's for sure. How much will it flare up here late on here into tonight? Of course, when you think of Lanier, you think of this track similar to South Boston. We went to Sobel last year, Doug. That was a race filled with a lot of caution.
It really, really was, and we've seen it just about every time we've been at Sobo. And honestly, last year here at Lanier, we had seen a caution by lap 50 in both races. So to see these guys go 110 laps now without a caution is really some impressive driving. And these guys obviously showing a bit more patience here tonight. But man, this thing gets later on. You have little knocks like what Kendrick Pryor just had. Tempers do start to flare, and we even have seen in the past recently drivers get frustrated and be not intentionally wrecking each other, but definitely making things a lot harder than they had to.
So when Austin Edwards came out of pit road, I believe he came out just around the 9th position. That's where he is at the moment. He has 12 laps of fresher tires over Parker Retzlaff. As I look at the lap delta, though, it's even times, and it probably is through the lap traffic, so could that may have been maybe costly on Edwards' work perhaps, or could it work for him if we get a caution flag?
It definitely works for him if we get a caution flag here, and you know how he is. He stretches it. That last few laps, he slows it down to make sure he can extend it. He's got a plan here. He's playing 3D chess with a bunch of guys playing checkers. So I don't think Austin's anywhere close to done with this race. However, it is worth noting Ryan Seams, after that missing the entrance to pit road, the penalty is dropped all the way back to 33rd. He has got a long way to go to fight himself back, and he's about 5 laps down at the moment.
He served just about a 2-minute penalty for doing that. Phil's wondering at home. Well, I believe that was the pit stop, I should say. And I think it also had to do with damage as well. So, but another driver we should mention, Matt Bear, is continuing to lose more spots. 25th at the moment. You may want to put his face on a milk carton because he is missing in the top 10.
Yeah, and you know, the Mad Bear is one of those guys that he didn't get the nickname the Mad Bear for nothing. He is one of those guys that gets frustrated, he gets aggressive, and sometimes he uses that bumper to move his way forward. If he starts gaining some momentum, if he gets that car fixed, he's going to fight his way to the front. It might get a little rough.
Edwards just passed Mason Foster for the 6th position for those wondering at home. Adam Gilliatt just got past the 96 for 7th, and now it's Jeremy for 8th on Mason. So once again, low line dominance is the key here at Lanier tonight.
I am starting to see a few more drivers hop into that middle lane and try and, as they fade back, and a few guys actually seem to be able to move up there and make some moves. We haven't seen a lot of it yet, but man, if they continue that outside groove will get some rubber laid down, and things will really start to pick up once that second groove comes in. And you see right now, guys really looking at Parker Retzlaff's car. The brakes are already glowing on these cars. They were glowing about 30 laps into this thing. So these guys also have to be careful with that, with brake fade and with the potential of breaking the car.
Very wild here at Apple. So it's Parker Retzlaff, Zach Edwards, Noah Carpenter, Alex Krapser, and Kendrick Pryor. Stay with us. We go second. we are back here with 131 laps complete here at Lanier Speedway, the XCAL Racing Web Shop 350. Again, make sure you check out the XCAL Racing Web Shop at xcalracing.com. Products currently at the moment, including the PD merchandise, your Samsung case, the black and glossy bug, a tough iPhone case, and no one iPhones can support. We also got our regular XCAL Racing merchandise, where they can play sneakers, and I believe as well a sleeping bag. That's always out in the XCAL Web Shop. No change amongst the top 5 though, actually with the exception of one. Austin Edwards passed Kendrick Pryor for 5th position, so those stuck tires are starting to come in very handy for Austin Edwards. He is 9 seconds though back on Parker Retzlaff. 14 drivers on the lap, Doug. Take a look at the view from the XCAL Racing Web.
Well, you gotta factor in here tonight that Austin stretching at that extra 20 laps. He may lose a little bit in the early part of the run when these guys come back out on fresh tires, but Austin is just so fast anyway. Then you put him out there with 20 lap fresher tires than some of these guys. He's going to come by him easily. Plus, he's got the fuel mileage advantage. Plus, after that final pit stop, he's going to come out with the freshest tires. He'll make up that 9 seconds quickly.
The blimp is also brought to you by How to Suck at iRacing. And speaking of that, Doug, what's coming up on How to Suck at iRacing?
Well, tomorrow night, the Nowski Nation Judgment Day Series returns. Thursday night, I'll be back in the car. Who knows what kind of trouble I'll be getting into. Plus some big news coming in the near future. Sunday morning, of course, GT3 NSS Series is racing. And Monday night, Jones BS Racing returns with the Legends and the Tour Mods. Always a great time there.
Awesome. We're definitely looking forward to that, that's for sure. Make sure you check out the channel. Twitch.tv, Facebook.com/Suck at iRacing, and YouTube.com/How to Suck at iRacing. There's differences.
Yeah.
Let's make sure.
Dang it, YouTube, not letting me be consistent.
Noah Carpenter, Zach Edwards is the best racer we've seen on track for second, but I think right now they're playing a traffic. Our next guy is Joe Campbell, but I guarantee we'll let him go by.
Yeah, Joe's going to let his teammates go by pretty easily. They'll help him get back in line as well if they can. So this is going to be a great little bit of teamwork here. But there is other lap cars up there battling with Joe, so this is going to get a little sketchy here for a minute. However, it looks like they're going to clear. I believe that's Ethan Wolf up on the high side. Nope, who is that? 11 on the high side. Moves over, lets everybody go by.
Not too sure who that is.
That'd be Sean Patrick.
Maybe Sean Patrick. I think that's what we're referring to. Yeah, looking at that battle. Also just had a change for a position. Stephen Rex and Mason Foster, your side-by-side race for 9th. Foster won't lie next week. Close to getting the ball.
And he comes back down in the middle of 1 and 2. Man, these two are inches apart. They're taking some chances, and we talked about it on the break, Marty. Guys, we're hearing quite a bit of sheet metal on concrete here tonight. I think a lot of these guys, as they race, they're just swinging a little bit wide off the turn, smacking that outside wall. Not a huge issue here. This track is not very aero dependent, but you do that enough times and you'll start tearing up the back end of the car.
How about that crisscross move as well by Mason Foster to hang on to that 9th position? That was very smooth.
Yeah, I think Rex will probably try and pull off the same move again here in a moment, but time will tell. These two are having a great battle though as they get themselves into the top 10. Kendrick Pryor, we talked about, speaking of smacking walls, Pryor's car actually looks okay. I think he doesn't have any significant damage, so he's going to be okay. He continues to try and work his way back into the top 5.
That was that contact with Scott Joliet, second time. 2 weeks next, Pryor has had to deal with some sort of contact that way, so nothing was last week. Comes in 6th in the standings.
great season here so far. Hopefully he can keep making his way forward. He was in contention a lot last season. That young man has a great future ahead of him. And he races in the real world as well. So, you know, he definitely has some talent out there. Looking forward to seeing what his future holds.
Absolutely, same here, that is for sure.
Well, while Parker Retzlaff controls the lead, what do you say we get our full field rundown here before our next cycle of pit stops?
It's probably a good idea, Doug, that's for sure. I already had it scheduled later on, but yeah, probably a good idea when you say that. Sorry, this full field rundown is brought to you by Aldous Summit iRacing. Parker Retzlaff is your race leader. He has led most laps here so far tonight. He has a 5.6 second lead on Zach Edwards as Retzlaff looks to go back to back. Now, Zach Edwards, he's been going a little bit from Lincoln so far this evening. We'll see how that goes. Remember, last time I was with you guys, an issue with pit entry at USA. As you see him blink there once again. Third spot is teammate Noah Carpenter. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, look out, look out, look out. There's actually some contact with, I believe, the 7 of Jeff Edgar.
Edgar trying to unlap himself here.
Very risky play there from the 7 of Edgar. I think he's trying to make here shortly. We'll see what happens there. Alex Crafter in the 29. Currently runs in the 4th position. Good start for him. Up 3 spots at the moment. It is back into victory lane. Austin Edwards was the latest to pick under the first round of pit stops. He rounds out your top 5 moment. Running lap times better by about a 10. Kendrick Ryder's fighting the wall hit. Still rides in the 6th spot at the moment. But how about the Jillians? Adam and Jeremy up 8 and 5 spots respectively. They're currently 7th and 8, just working together at the moment. Mason Foster runs in the 9th position. Good night for him so far. He's been very consistent right here. Top 10 if not around it. Stephen Rex in 10. Rounds out the top 10. Started 6th earlier on in this race and he's down a couple of spots. Daniel Folds making his XCAL Racing debut tonight. The highest in the debut cars at 11. DJ Powell not too far behind in the 454 early turn by Luke Turpin. He rides in the 12th position. ADJ Zeller, currently your biggest mover in this race. He's up 17 spots in the 46th and 13th. 14th is the 63 of Joe Campbell, up 4 spots in 14th. Ethan Wolf is currently in the 15th position, down 7. Colin Lawrence is in 16th, so pretty much, and Hugh Bowser in 17th, so pretty much all your debut drivers inside the top 20 having a good run tonight. Bowser up 13 spots. This one, Jonathan Bronson, who started from the rear, he is up 16 spots into 18, so a good charge for him throughout the field so far in this one. Chip Johnson runs in the 19th spot, like number 39, rounding out the top 20 currently is Brett Meckes trying to drive. Doug?
Well, the Mad Bear now up into 21st. He's starting to make his way forward once again. Sean Patrick, we saw him have a close call earlier, moving out of the way of the leaders. He's back in 22nd. Albie Hewins back in the fight tonight as well. He's currently running in 23rd. Albie's had a great week of racing. Jose Godino sits back in 24th. Jose starting to make his way forward. Scott Gilliott, Adam and Jeremy's father, sitting back in 25th, up 7 spots. He's starting to make a move. He's been getting better every week. Stephen Wetton currently running in 26th. Heavy damage to the right side of that car after an introduction to the pit wall. Derek Colson runs in 27th at the moment, just riding along. Jeff Edgar, a close call with a couple of the leaders a few moments ago, in 28th. Robert Colgan riding along back in 29th, and Flying Ryan Seams now up to 30th, starting to make his way forward. John Friley in 31st, Sean Andrews, Gerald Poole, Art Hendren rounding out your field, all 3 on pit road.
Make sure as well you check out the XCAL Racing Shop site, xcalracing.com/shop for some great things. XCAL Racing material. Sim Racer Hub is the official point standings provider of of XCAL Racing. If you wanna manage an iRacing league and you want the stats to work itself out without you calculating it by yourself, you should check out the 7th Racer Hub online. If you want to be a super fan of XCAL Racing, check out the XCAL Racing Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XCAL Racing. Remember, it's for mature audiences only, so just a disclaimer for kids at home. Pit stops unfolding now at the moment. Let's focus on Daniel Folds at 13th, making his stop before fresh tires and fuel.
Yeah, several cars already have completed their pit stops. Folds right sides up in the air, trying to get 4 tires and
John Friley has crashed it. We'll see if this brings out a caution flag.
he is around backwards. It does.
It is. First yellow of the race, and it affects the drivers that had already that just pitted. We're about to take a look at the replay and see what happened here.
Well, we did see him backwards. There is Friley. Comes out of turn 2. He's got a big crowd. Oh! He just completely misses his braking point. Ends up in the back bumper of the 27 car. 27 gets down to pit road and gets away, but Friley ends up completely backwards.
Absolutely tough break there, and I get why race control to throw the caution out. You know, I mean, Friley was below the track, but he had no choice with the way with the way everyone was coming around, so the caution had to be thrown out. For that, he races a 5-second lead for Parker Retzlaff just at the halfway point.
Yeah, that's not what Parker wanted to see. Definitely is starting to make something happen there. Parker now on pit road from the lead. Austin Edwards, another one, likely didn't want to see that caution because he has been stretching that fuel mileage so well.
Absolutely. Let's step aside and take a break here. Stay with us for the XCAL Racing Web Shop 350 at Lanier. We're about to come back to the green flag here. We have 5 drivers on the lead lap. Some drivers decided to pit. The top 6 on track decided not to. Zach Edwards, Noah Carpenter, front row. We're back to green, 183 complete here at Lanier.
Halfway through this race with only one caution. As we mentioned earlier, these short tracks, we tend to see a lot more cautions. These guys are doing an amazing job as Zach Edwards quickly going to the lead. We've got one car hitting pit road. Looks like Adam Gilliatt's on pit road. Colin Lawrence is on pit road as well. I'm not sure if this is penalties or if this is stopped.
Something probably happened at the restart, which forced them to get a black flag. Meanwhile, Edwards is loose off of turn 4. Checks up Noah Carpenter, and this allows Austin Edwards on back to close in. Austin's making sure he's good. He said it was a bad time to look at my fuel or something like that. So it was very surprising as well that we didn't see a lot of drivers come in, or some drivers actually decide to stay out, especially with being just about minutes off from that second round of green flag pit stops we gained for those guys.
Kendrick Cryer's now back on pit road. I am, like you, surprised because a lot of these drivers should have been on pit road right about then, so a bit surprised they didn't take advantage of the caution here. We know Austin Edwards stopped on lap 1 of the
trouble. Mason Foster has crashed, and he gets it going off of turn 2.
Let's see what happened with Mason here.
Man, risky contact.
Off turn 4, Matt Bear right in front. Oh, the 69 just gives him a little love tap, and the 11 has nowhere to go. Almost turned him all the way back around.
Jonathan Bronson, it's one lucky SOB because that caution did not fly. That caution would have, if that caution came out, Bronson would have been ejected from this race because remember he came in with the strike.
Yeah, that's good luck on his part. That would have been a rough night and a rough way to go out when you consider pretty much the entire field is still, well, I take that back. There's several cars now on pit road, but looks like Gerald Poole, Sean Andrews, and Art Hendren definitely out of the race from all appearances, but man, that'd have been a tough one.
Bronson, though, currently the quickest car on track. Ran a 14:30. That's the best lap of this race. Last time by was a 10th and a half better than the race leaders. You see him work on the 3 of Matt Bear. But keep in mind, he is 2 laps down at the moment as we see Zach Edwards and Alex Krapser make their way down pit road. Do you think they were maybe concerned about the pit stops and if they would have been shuffled back perhaps, especially with the way pit road is?
That's the only thing I can think of because Zach Edwards is now on pit road, so he's going to get 4 tires of fuel. That leaves Noah Carpenter and Austin Edwards 1-2, and the only ones on the lead lap. They have, man, if a caution were to come out again, that would put them in the perfect position. We've seen more often than not on these short tracks, a very few cars left on the lead lap. This is a interesting situation playing out here.
Absolutely. So we're watching that race for the lead. Parker Retzlaff not too far behind in third. Would love to unlap himself naturally here. Does not want to see a caution, in my opinion, at the moment, or else he could be risking himself to get a wave around, which would put him end of the longest line. So you see him goes past the 51 of Ethan Wolf and maybe going past the 66 of Cryer next. Kendrick Cryer running in the 11th spot. And here we go as Austin Edwards looks for the lead on Noah Carpenter.
Yeah, that didn't take long. Austin just sitting back there riding along, and Noah's going to get stuck up on the high side for a moment. If Parker can get there, he's going to get by. That is exactly where he needs to be. He just needs to get past a couple more cars. Noah manages to get down in front of him, though.
Look at Joe Campbell with those fresher tires. Gets one of his laps back. One of his 2 laps back, I believe, or one of his 3.
Joe is on a mission here tonight, and you know, he had a rough race last week. He is on his way back into victory lane form. We've seen him win a couple times last season. J&S has just been getting faster and faster as a whole. So, and that team is doing great. And speaking of teams, I do believe we're about to that point where we're going to be talking to a team owner.
Absolutely. We'll talk with Edmund Jones momentarily. Carpenter, he got swallowed on the high side. He lost a lot of car lengths to Austin Edwards. If he was stuck up on the outside, imagine if he ran out of fuel. So he's lucky he found a hole down low.
Yeah, he's just trying to get sorted out, but this is exactly what he wanted to see happen here, or what Retzlaff wanted to see, rather, as Retzlaff is almost caught up to Austin Edwards to unlap himself here.
Definitely be big here, and it could be for the lead. All right, it's time for our mid-race interview here. I should say it's time for our race break at the moment, and so we will have Doug Bones do an interview with Edmund Jones here.
Doug Bones, I'm going to remember that one. Anyway.
Doug, that should be your nickname from now on.
Oh, jeez. Edmund, you're not in the car tonight. How are you feeling about this race?
You know, anytime I'm not in the car, man, it sucks. This is the first time I've owned the 51 and had anyone else run it. Apologies, guys. I am feeling a little under the weather here as well, so my audio quality is bad. I do apologize. You know, I've been trying to keep up with the race. Seeing where, you know, Jim and Ethan are. Ethan's a great kid, comes from JBSRL. You know, he's ran great races with us. So I'm hoping he can put together something, especially on the road courses this year. So he's going to be in the 51 for all 3 road courses.
Well, I have to say, you've worked with a lot of these teams out here. You know who's got the speed out here. You've worked with, raced with a bunch of different folks out here. So who is your pick for this one tonight? Who do you think's got the speed and the survival to get through to the end?
You know, he's a good buddy of mine, and I always got to go back to him. Because there is no one that can beat him if he's saving that much fuel, and that's Austin Edwards in the 18. I mean, last week at Five Flags, that first fuel run, I'm sitting there cussing him out because, man, I'm like, hey, I got 20 laps left. Oh, yeah, I got 50. You have what? Hey, how the heck does this guy save it? We have absolutely no clue, but he does. He's one of the all-time greats in XCAL, and when he's on it, he's hard to beat.
Well, I know a lot of the fans will be interested to know that coming next week is the return of JBSRL, broadcast right here on Monday nights, and we're going to see a lot of these XCAL drivers in that series again.
Yeah, so of course, Jim Johnson, Ethan Wolf, the 2 guys that drive for Warlord Racing, myself, Matt Baer should be coming in some. You know, I can't remember exactly how many guys we got jumping over, but everyone is welcome in JBSRL. We love the competition. You know, it's all broadcast here on How to Suck at iRacing. Doug does an amazing job for us on Mondays, and, you know, we're making some big changes this season, and hopefully it'll put on an even better product. And for once, we are going to a full fixed setup on the Legends now. So it's going to be definitely interesting to watch and see how things go, and see if Kyle can go out there and dominate both series on Monday night.
That is definitely going to be an interesting one. So looking forward to the remainder of the season. Before we let you go, how are you feeling about your team and their chances for the remainder of this season?
You know, Jim has been putting together a lot of great runs, and it's not out of the realm to think that he's going to get one of those t-shirts up on the web shop. You know, he's been running great all season. I started off good, and I've kind of dipped off. Last week was my low point. Ethan, he's going to be in the car for the 3 road course races, and if anyone that's been in JBSRL and has seen him on a road course, you know he's going to be tough to beat. So there's a pretty good chance the 51's going to be in victory lane this year. It just ain't going to be me.
Well, man, a great night. Hope you're feeling better by Monday night, because obviously a lot of excitement. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
You know, I want to give a shout out to all of the HP Racing team. Austin Edwards helps us out tremendously with our setups. You know, we wouldn't be in XCAL if it wasn't for him and Kendrick Cryer. JR Button Boxes. Chris does the best damn button boxes I've ever had, man. You know, I'm actually getting it set up right here pretty soon. And I can't say good enough things for it. A&T Racing Services, Andrew Thornton, does a great job, gets photos, videos. If you need an announcer, hit him up. The guy's amazing. And just all the support, you know, Matika and the kids cheering us on every week. It's a great time every week in JBSRL and XCAL.
Yeah, and let's just be careful about giving Andrew too many compliments. We don't want his head getting any bigger.
I mean, hey, he's going to bat for you there, Mr. Burns. You might want to inflate that ego as much as you can.
That is true. Man, good luck for the rest of the season. Looking forward to everybody being back Monday night, and looking forward to having you back out on track, buddy.
Hey, thanks guys for having me, and looking forward to the rest of the race here.
That's Edmund Jones. He's getting set to go here shortly once again with some more iRacing stuff on How to Suck at iRacing. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the Blue Cam brought to you by How to Suck at iRacing. So we watched some racing start to develop. Kendrick Cryer, Zach Edwards for the 9th position. And keep in mind, Zach Edwards has the fresher tires at the moment.
Zach's still blinking. I'm surprised that he hasn't been sent to pit road yet. Worth noting that, man, he has been in championship contention before, but that could be a problem for him here tonight. They have seen a couple more drivers get back out on track. Only 2 drivers left on pit road. Gerald Thanos Poole, Art Hendren. Hopefully they'll be back out before too much long. And I was trying to look and see where Flying Ryan was, because I know he has started making his way back up. He is up into 28. That guy just keeps fighting back. He definitely could fight his way back into a top 20, top 15 before this one's over.
Absolutely. Who knows what could happen here?
And did you see who's in second place up 32 spots?
Jonathan Bronson, absolutely. Wow. From last to second.
Man, that kid, no, I forgot. I think he's, 16 years old? He has got such a great future for a kid his age. He is doing an amazing job out here.
Absolutely. Big credit to him for the way he is running at the moment. Austin Evers is in the 3rd spot at the moment with 3 seconds back, and he is closing in quickly. 3/4 of a second better than Bronson each lap. So from what we're looking at here is we got under 100 laps to go, or actually coming to 100 laps to go shortly. We've got likely a race between Parker Retzlaff, Jonathan Bronson, and Austin Edwards.
Well, with Parker having everybody else a lap down at the moment, he needs this thing to stay green the rest of the way. It needs that final pit stop to be perfect. If that happens, it's going to be very difficult. I mean, Parker's still, Austin's about 1/10 of a second faster than Parker right now. We talked about Austin being a lot quicker than Bronson, but, not that much faster than Parker. And we know Parker can stretch fuel just as well as Austin, so it's going to be interesting watching these two play out. But it is worth noting, Parker Retzlaff, Jonathan Bronson pitted on lap 178, 177. Austin Edwards stayed out to lap 212.
Look at the pack. Look at the pack as well that Austin Edwards has to deal with here too. That's a hornet's nest.
That is not where you want to be right now. That could easily become a problem very quickly.
It could be. We nearly saw. Oh, hang on. Kendrick Cryer loose off of turn 2, but just trying to get past Robert Colgate. Colgate's had a good night before we reached that first caution. He was having a good night. I think he was running inside the top 15.
Yeah, not fading that much. Back in 20th, he is still going to fight his way forward as well. While we take a quick commercial break, don't go anywhere. We'll go side by side. I'm not letting you say it, Marty. I'm just going to mute you so we don't have a caution. We'll be right back.
We're back here as we've got under 100 laps to go here at Lanier Speedway. The XCAL Racing Web Shop 350. Marty Sakala alongside Doug Burns. So glad you could join us here tonight on the family of How to Suck at iRacing Networks. Jonathan Bronson made a pit stop while we were under commercial, and just after he came out, he got loose off of, I believe it was turn 2, if not turn 4, and just about spun the car around, Doug.
Yeah, wow. He didn't even, it looked like the left rear might have clipped the apron, but just barely, not enough to do that. He was just, we see a lot of guys making adjustments to the car here to have that speed right there at the end. He got wicked loose and ended up down, hitting the inside wall. He has lost a lot of ground here now as he just came from second place. He's now back in 24th. And heavy damage to the left side of that car.
Absolutely. So as we take a look here throughout the field, at the best battles on the racetrack, you've got Steven Rex and Daniel Folds. That's the race for 5th. Give credit to Steven so far. He's been inside the top 10 this entire race long, running 5th. This is a good night for the driver of the number 10.
Not to mention the fact Daniel Folds, one of the newest drivers in the field, having a great night up here in the top 10. These rookies are doing rather well here tonight.
Noah Carpenter about to go past him for the 6th spot and makes that look easy. Remember, he has fresher tires compared to the drivers ahead.
Yeah, there's so many different tires situations going on out here now. It's tough to keep track of, but Carpenter definitely has some fresh tires out there right now. He is all over the back bumper of Steven Rex too. I think he'll have be back in the top 5 here in a moment. And speaking of comebacks, look who's in 10th. The Mad Bear does not give up, and he has fought his way up into the top 10 now.
What a comeback for him so far tonight. May have been that caution. Came at the right time for him.
Definitely did. Another driver making an awesome comeback. My buddy Jim Johnson up into 11th place. We heard Edmund talking about he has just been getting better and better week in and week out. We've seen some of his best finishes. He's had a couple of top 5s already this season. I don't think he is out of it. He did get Matt Brunson, sent him down pit road at Rockingham, but he got his highest ever finish a week later. Ag USA finished 4th. Jim is just constantly getting faster. He's not done yet.
Absolutely, as he continues his charge up. Remember, started 21st, runs in the 10th position. Mason Foster brings the 96 in the pit road.
And we are within the window. Most, if not all, the drivers can go the distance from here. So you are seeing the final pit stops here tonight as Parker Retzlaff continues trying to put cars a lap down. He's got a little clean air ahead. And Austin Edwards has gotten one of his laps back, still has 2 more laps to gain. He is consistently a little bit faster than our leader, but it's only like a half a tenth to a tenth of a second a lap, and there's a lot of racing left to go here. He is hoping that fuel strategy and a well-timed caution will pay off here.
Absolutely. So while we are at it, why don't we take an opportunity to take a look at another full field rundown here, brought to you by How to Suck at iRacing. Doug, let's start off with the top 20.
Parker Retzlaff in the lead, pole sitter, and Real World Truck and Xfinity driver out front. But Austin Edwards, the winningest driver in XCAL history, sits in second. Joe Campbell now up into third. He is still in this fight. Joe coming into pit road now. Newcomer Hugh Bowser on his way in from fourth. Noah Carpenter currently running in 5th place. Steven Rex having a great run tonight in 6th. Zach Edwards, despite the blinking issue, still out there in 7th. Kendrick Pryor has been a bit of a pinball tonight, but currently running in 8th. Matt Bear, who had faded the first half of this race, now making a comeback. He is now picking up spots. Jim Johnson currently running in 9th place as he makes his way forward. Another great run for him. And Sean Patrick now up to 10th. DJ Powell running in 11th place. Jeremy Gilliott on pit road. Adam Gilliott now goes to 13th. Alex Crapser currently running in 14th. Newcomer Colin Lawrence making his debut tonight, currently runs in 15th. Bronson looking to make a comeback after spinning off turn 4. He is in 15th. Daniel Foltz starting to make his way past some of the drivers on pit road. Up to 17th now. Mason Foster back out in 18th. Jose Godino about to move into 19th here, and Jeff Edgar in 20th. Marty?
Yeah, so we've got Stephen Wetton in the pits. He's 22nd. Actually make that PDJ Zeller now in 22nd. The caution may have a bit of the dust alongside.
Oh!
Colgan was in
Bear's
23rd.
around.
Oh, double. Matt Bear goes around. Bear was running inside the top 5 at the time. Actually, no, correction. He got punted on his way into pit road by Kendrick Cryer. So perfect time for him coming to pit road. Slowed down his pit speed thanks to the assistance from the 66. So getting back to what we were talking about here, Brett Meck is 44th on the racetrack. He's 8 laps down at the moment. Stephen Wetton rides in 25th, up 3 spots. Ethan Wolf, a tough race for him. He's down 18 spots at the moment in 26th. Derek Olson's been hanging out the back tonight in 27th. And then a lap behind him, actually a couple laps behind him, is Ryan Seaves. Remember, had to serve a penalty earlier on in the race for missing pit entry. Cost him a bunch of time on pit road. And 29th spot, just at St. Pit Road, is John Friley. Sean Andrews down 6 in the 30th. Albie Hewins is down 4 in 31st. We've got Jilliet rides in 32nd. 2 drivers out of the race. Gerald Poole, 33rd. Art Hendrick is 34th.
Yeah, let's see. As Noah Carpenter goes back to the lead, let's see if we can get another look at the incident with Matt Bear as he comes down the back straightaway. He's trying to slow down in the 66 of PDJ Zeller. Wow, that couldn't have gone any better given the situation for Matt. Matt's continuing to fight his way back toward the front, but what a turn of events there.
Yeah, that was absolutely wild for sure. Tough break there for Matt Bear indeed. As we have got a race for the lead as Parker Retzlaff. Lee just made his final pit stop a couple moments ago. He is now 9 seconds back in 3rd position. Noah Carpenter, Zach Getters, your top 2. That's the race for the top spot.
Yeah, Noah and Zach nose to tail. Zach's connection seems to have steadied out. They've got Austin Edwards, who currently runs in 4th, trying to unlap himself. He gets the nose down under Zach at the moment. He's got one more position, and he'll unlap himself. He has also completed his final stop. Did that on lap 269. A bit of a surprise to see him pit when he did, but now he has to fight his way back toward the front. He gets one of his laps back there easily.
Absolutely. So nice job on his part there. We're gonna have some other racing on the track. Jeff Edgar, Alex Krapser in a race for 17th. As Zach Edwards is actually in for his final stop, so he comes in on lap 282. We expect Noah Carpenter to come in momentarily.
And just a huge shout out to my buddy Chris Oslin. Good to see you, man. Hope you're enjoying your vacation, slacker. Parker Retzlaff, as we mentioned, has completed his stop, as has Austin Edwards. Austin trying to take 3rd. I think he's going to get it while Zach is on pit road. Once Noah Carpenter hits pit road, then it just comes down to, do they make it to the finish under green flag conditions?
Yeah, that we will just have to find out momentarily.
It
DJ Powell closes in on Jeff Edgar in a race for 18th.
It is getting a little bit rougher out there as well. We saw Matt Bear get pushed. Sean Patrick has just had an incident. See if we can see what the heck happened there.
It could bring the caution now. He backs it out. Oh, he's going the wrong way.
Oh, he is backwards on the backstretch.
Will he get it going in time, or will we have to tow it?
Let's see, out of turn 4.
Don't know if race control's going to like this.
Down to turn 1, he just got wicked loose in the middle of 1 and 2. Ends up backwards. Sits there for a minute. I think he was hoping to draw the caution. Finally gets it moving in reverse. Gets it down to the wall. Looks for a gap, but at Lanier, it is hard to find a gap.
Absolutely. He was able to merge back in. He keeps the car straight, and give credit to Aaron Hillbush for not throwing the caution out.
Yeah, that was a tough call to make right there.
For sure. So I don't know if they're going to like that fact that he went in reverse, trying to get the car back going. But when it looks like, oh, hang on a second, Noah Carpenter gets into the 57 of Colin Lawrence. Will this bring the caution flag out? This is going to get interesting. Another race where the leader gets into someone. He keeps it straight. We stay green.
Let's take a look at Colin here. There's Noah up on the high side, the 57 down below as they go off into turn 1. Colin, one of the newcomers, just barely taps him, but just at that point where we've seen everybody getting loose, the car is just a little unsteady right through there as they're trying to keep all 4 wheels pointed the right way. Just the perfect position for him to tap and send him to the side.
Absolutely. Tough break on his end, though. That is for sure. Close call to Noah Carpenter. He nearly lost the race there in that situation. If he got called for a black flag, would have been that as well as doing the dishes.
Oh, gosh, yes. That did. Yeah, Noah, if you get the win, you don't have to do the dishes. And Noah's had some great runs here lately that has kept him from doing the dishes. Chris Osland said he saw an oil slick down there, and that's what may have caused that incident. I don't know. I didn't see any oil out there.
Who knows? Let's watch a race for 14. Jose Gaudino, who we haven't talked about a lot tonight, has had a good run right inside the top 15. Hugh Bowser gets to the inside, and Bowser on 5 laps of pressure tires takes away the 14th. How about that? The Petty Blue Colors is up 17 spots in the 14th. A great run for him.
Yeah, again, one of the rookies just up here getting it done tonight. Be interesting to see. Looks like it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with this driver going forward. Will he get a full-time ride? Obviously, he has got some speed out here.
Absolutely, that's for sure. Daniel Fold says he is borderline on fuel on the radio, so we expect him to come in momentarily. He's having a good run in 9th tonight, and we expect his final pit stop momentarily.
If he's borderline on fuel, he stopped on that 263, so that's what, 87 laps? Something like, 87 laps on a fuel. That should not be close. But even if he is, he would not really need to stop. He should be able to stretch the fuel from here, just driving a little more carefully.
It just makes us think if someone's going to be using the clutch late in the races. We got a race for the lead. Retzlaff underneath on Noah Carpenter as he takes it to the point.
Yep, and Retzlaff back in the lead. I have to wonder if his real-world NASCAR team ever watches, spots, helps him with the setup on this, because he is just so fast and consistent, and the strategy is just spot on week in and week out.
Carpenter says he pits this time. No spotter for the 00 on iRacing, so would assume it is on Discord, or he is hanging out with the JNS team in general. That is what he is doing. So we will step aside and go to break with just about 45 laps to go. When we come back, we're taking you to the finish. In the final stages here of the XCAL Racing Web Shop 350 at Lanier. Don't forget, we are off next week, but 2 weeks from now, we head to Irwindale Speedway, the outer version of Irwindale. Broadcast time 7:20 p.m. Green flag at 7:30 on the family of How to Suck at iRacing Networks. That should be a fun one in a couple weeks, Doug.
No, it always is. Irwindale Outer, I mean, we have seen 5 and 6 wide racing for 50 plus laps there. It never ceases to amaze me how good these guys do there, and just so many different lines, so many different strategies. It makes this race has been exciting since the drop of the green, and it makes this look boring. It just gets so crazy out there at Irwindale. But, you know, I just had a thought. Parker Retzlaff, if this thing turns green, or stays green for the remainder of the race, Parker Retzlaff has a full, over a lap lead, 21 seconds. They're doing 14.6 second laps. He's got a 21 second lead over Austin Edwards. Nobody can catch him without at least one caution. You have to wonder if there's a Clint Boyer out there in the field somewhere.
I can't remember the last time I saw an XCAL race where the leader won by at least a lap. It may have been the Bristol race where Jeremy Lutto won in the controversial week, but I don't know.
That was definitely an interesting one, and I do believe he won by a lap. But I mean, he did win. All credit to Leto. He did a great job that night. Did what he had to do and got the win. He goes down in XCAL history as having that win. But 3 drivers on the track.
Absolutely, a very weird race that evening for XCAL races. We've got under 40 laps to go. Some of the drivers we should be talking about here as well throughout the field. Joe Campbell is running in 5th. This is a great night for the JNS team with 3 JNS drivers in their conglomerate inside the top 5 at the moment.
You know what else is interesting is Joe Campbell is sitting right behind the JNS Flying Aces Parker Retzlaff. So you know that if somebody tries to come past Joe, he's not going to make it easy for him. And Mason Foster right behind him. I mean, there is just a great combination of drivers out here up front that can help protect Parker at the moment to make sure he gets to victory lane.
Absolutely. So we'll see if those drivers decide, hey, you know what, we'll just help you out, make the drivers force a way to get up high. If anyone gets into that tunnel, we'll try and make sure they get out of it, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Daniel Fold in his debut, 8th place run. This is definitely an acceptable run that the Dive Bomb Racing team will take. And they really need this, in my opinion. You know, Derek Colson is not the best out there in the fields of XCAL racing. Stephen Wetton has his performances on and off, but this is what they need, a top 10 run for the 28. This is very impressive.
Yeah, it's great to see this team get somebody that can get up here. I'd love to see Folds continue and get consistent top 10 finishes here. That would be an awesome thing for this team. They could definitely use the money that comes from those consistent top 10 finishes, and it helps them get some notoriety. This team desperately needs. They work just as hard as anybody else out there. They just have not had the success that they deserve.
Absolutely, that is for sure here. So, just had a change as well for 17th position. Adam Gilliat just passed Jose Gaudino, and a change for 10. Jeremy Gilliat passed Jonathan Bronson. Keep in mind, Bronson does have to pit. He can on lap 239. It's going to be very tough to go 110 laps. However, though, I just looked on board. He is saving fuel.
Interesting to see him going to try and stretch that out, 110 lap run, but who knows what could happen from here. Also interesting to see the Gilliats, they were on a different pit strategy on that last stop, and they are no longer together. We've gotten so used to seeing those two charge through the field together, and now that's just not the case anymore. They're separated, and it seems like when you see these two together, they continue to make their way forward. They do a great job, but once they get separated, the teamwork not being there, It seems like they just aren't as strong separate.
Absolutely. Just under 20 laps to go. Keep in mind for XCAL racing rules, if you get a late race caution, if it's between 5 to 10 laps, between 6 to 10 laps to go in that range, I should say. No more wave around. If it's 5 laps to go or under, no more yellow. So, pretty much if we hit 10 laps to go, I think that's going to be the sign that Parker Retzlaff really wants to see at the moment.
Yeah, he wants to see 5 more green flag laps. Once it hits lap 9, he really doesn't care. It doesn't matter. As long as he's not involved, he's got this thing wrapped up. And I do believe, would this not be his first XCAL win?
No, this actually, I believe, let me take a look at that. I'll do the research here. I believe he has won a race earlier this year. If not, I may be wrong, but I don't think he has actually won a race.
I didn't think he had. He had a 3rd place finish. He's been up there in contention. Just has not been able to put it together. And now, you know, hey, he's the real-world Xfinity driver coming out here and getting the job done here. We'll have to ask him where's a sweeter victory lane, here or NASCAR?
Absolutely. That is for sure. So it'll be 11 to go this time by.
Joe Campbell just started blinking a little bit. I'm really surprised Zach Edwards continues to blink in 4th place. Really surprised that he's been able to continue here tonight, but great job by him holding on to the top 5 spot.
This would be Parker Retzlaff's first career XCAL racing win in his 5th start of the year. Every race he's been in, it's been a top 5 finish. It's going to be a top 10 finish. It would be 4 out of 5 races in the top 5.
He might be the next Austin Edwards. We talk about Austin a lot because he has been so dominant the last 2 seasons. Austin currently running in 2nd. He's still not a slouch out here, but man, to see Parker Retzlaff come out here and show such consistency, it's going to be interesting watching these 2 battle throughout the season and seeing who comes out on top. But now, no matter what happens, nobody's getting waved around. Parker has everybody trapped a lap down.
Absolutely. If a caution came out now or next, everyone would be trapped at least a lap down. It would pretty much be Retzlaff's race to lose. As long as he doesn't mess up.
Flying Ryan Seams coming back off of pit road, currently back in 28, has had a decent recovery, but obviously not the way he wanted this night to go, especially considering how well he has done all season long, managing top 20 and top 10 finishes all season long and having also the biggest fan club out there.
So under 5 laps to go. This is only a 1 caution night. Got to give it credit to the drivers here. Only 1 caution in this race at a short track like Lanier. Well done to everyone.
It has been a great job by all the drivers. There's been a few close calls, and you got to give it to race control for keeping it green here. There's a couple of chances that it could have gone to yellow, but it didn't. Now he's coming around. Parker's going to get 2 to go here.
And he's got Ryan Seams right behind him, who will not pass him 1 bit. JNS is definitely going to take in this moment. Again, a great night for them. 3 of their 3 drivers inside the top 5 amongst their conglomerate.
White flag in the air. Parker Retzlaff about to go to XCAL victory lane for the first time. 2 more turns to go. He's not even going to mess with the lap traffic. Here we go. Parker Retzlaff finally to victory lane.
The Xfinity Series driver. 1 win in XCAL Racing. Welcome to the XCAL Racing Web Shop victory lane. Parker Retzlaff as he takes the win by over a lap. Austin Edwards 2nd, Noah Carpenter 3rd, Zach Edwards 4th, Joe Campbell rounds out the top 5.
What a run by Joe tonight too, up 13 spots. He'll get to move up the standings a little bit himself, and we saw him start last season with a win at Charlotte. Now he comes home 5th. He continues to get these great finishing spots. I think we'll see Joe in contention this season.
Biggest mover tonight was Jonathan Bronson, up 19 spots to finish 15th, and he made it 111 laps without pitting. Actually, I should make a correction. He went technically 106 laps without pitting. And there you see the Reds. You see the top 3 posing for a podium, as well as the JNS guys, Burnouts, right next to him. So congratulations to your top 3. We're going to get everyone in here. We will begin with our 3rd place finisher in Noah Carpenter. Noah, a great run for you tonight. What positives do you take away from this one?
You know, it's like our, I think, 3rd straight top 3 finish here. Just got to keep pulling out through the rest of the season. Had some good strategy, just got a little unlucky with that caution.
Absolutely. What were your plans going into at the halfway point? Were you waiting to pit until, I think, probably, what was it, lap 180 or so?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get around, like, 105 on the fuel runs just to take a little less at the end, and then the caution came out, and we were too far back behind the pace car to pit, so just got a little unlucky there.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Got to thank everybody at JNS, Danielle and Joe for giving me this ride, Zach for the setups, GP Land for sponsoring us, couldn't be here without them, Aaron and the XCAL Web Shop series for putting the series on, just everybody.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you go. Great run tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's our 3rd place finisher in Noah Carpenter. Our 2nd place finisher is Austin Edwards. He is with Doug.
Austin, another great finish. Congratulations, buddy.
Hey, thanks you, Doug.
I have to say, you had the speed. You were gaining on Parker throughout that, but you just got a little too far behind. What would you have done differently today?
You know, it sucks, Doug. I was really looking forward to today because this is one of the tracks in XCAL I haven't been able to win at yet. But, I mean, it felt like we had it for the longest time. We had easily the best fuel strategy by at least 5 laps on a tank. But that one caution that came out when Parker got down to the pits and the rest of us couldn't because we were just too far behind, it was just game over there. So Parker played it smart by cutting the fuel short on the first stop. And unfortunately, the rest of us didn't do that, I don't think. So they ended up biting us there at the end there. Just ended up a couple laps down and couldn't recover. Took another short stop to try and counter it and hope that the caution came out, and the caution never came, which wasn't expected at a track like this. But, you know, we gave it all we had, and 2nd is as close as I've gotten at this track. So we're going to have to take it for today.
Well, man, congratulations. Still an awesome run. Obviously, you still are one of the top drivers in XCAL. Who do you have to thank for team and sponsors tonight, buddy?
Well, as always, thank you to Petey for letting me drive this number 18 car. I'm hoping that today won't be my last race, but unfortunately, Doug, there is a big job opportunity in real life that's coming at me, so more to come on that, but I'm hoping that I'll be here in a couple of weeks, but it's a big maybe right now, so I was hoping to end it off in a win if this has to be the end, but I'm sure I'll be back at one point either way, so you know, still a lot of fun here. Big thanks to the guys at XCAL putting on this show, you guys for the broadcast, and I'm hoping I'll be able to talk to you again, Doug.
I hope so, too. I hope to see you in the cone car very, very soon.
A big possibility.
All right, man. We'll let you go, buddy. Great job tonight, and best of luck on that job opportunity, hopefully.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's Austin Edwards, our 2nd place finisher. As we go to the XCAL Racing Web Shop Victory Lane and talk with your winner in Parker Retzlaff. Parker, welcome to Victory Lane, man. How does it feel?
I mean, it definitely feels good to finally get one after I feel like, you know, being in the spot to win a couple this year so far and just losing them in different ways. So it feels good, and I'm finally glad to get one done on the year.
One of the biggest wins we've seen in XCAL Racing history, over a 1-lap victory. I guess we'll begin with the first caution coming out. Pitting underneath the caution was a good strategy plan for you. Not a lot of drivers like Noah Carpenter, Zach Edwards, Austin Edwards really did that tonight. What led to the decision to pit right at that time?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just got lucky with that because it was open for me and it was closed for everybody else because I had the little 5-second lead. So my lead kind of played into that there, but it was just made it where I kind of just had to hope for no more yellows the rest of the race, and it just fell into my lap.
All right, man. Well, we got the off week next week, but 2 weeks we got Irwindale. What does your outlook look like?
I mean, I really like Irwindale, so we'll see how much we, you know, what we show up with, and I think everyone's been doing a good job all year. So I think there's no reason we can't go win it or win it also.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I got to give a shout out to Zach. First of all, Zach Edwards, first of all, for the setup work every week, and everyone at JNS, and everyone who puts this whole thing on. It's been lots of fun the last couple weeks.
Parker,
All right,
I have to ask one question here because it popped into my mind earlier tonight. How much help do you get from your real life NASCAR team for these big events?
I mean, they don't really, do much for the iRacing stuff. They're kind of just focused on getting ready for Daytona and all that stuff. So I know they're really busy, and it's just kind of two different things. They're working on that, day and night to try and get ready for Daytona and everything after it. So it's kind of just the group I have online that I work with for these iRacing stuff.
Well, good luck at Daytona, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Parker Retzlaff takes the win in victory lane. Good luck to you this season, buddy, in the Xfinity Series.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So Retzlaff gets it done here tonight. Let's bring up your official results here from this evening. So it's Parker Retzlaff with his first career victory. Second spot belongs to Austin Edwards. Third, Noah Carpenter. Fourth, Zach Edwards. Fifth, Joe Campbell. Sixth, Kendrick Cryer. Seventh, Stephen Rex. Eighth, Daniel Folds. 9th, Jeremy Gillia, and 10th, Matt Bear. 11th, Jim Johnson. 12th, Alex Krapser. 13th, Hugh Bowser. 14th, Mason Foster. 15th, Jonathan Bronson. 16th, Adam Gilliat. 7th, DJ Powell. 18th, Jeff Edgar. 19th, Jose Gaudino. And Pete Zeller, 20th.
Brent Meckes comes home 21st. Sean Patrick 22nd. Colin Lawrence, the newcomers, 23rd. Derek Colson 24th. Stephen Wetton comes home 25th. Ethan Wolf in 26th, Robert Colgan 27th, Flying Ryan comes home in 28th, John Friley 29th, Sean Andrews 30th, Scott Gilliott, Albie Hewins, Gerald Poole, and Art Hendren round out your field.
Absolutely, definitely was a good one tonight. 2 weeks from now, we head to Irwindale. We talked about it earlier, but we definitely look forward to that one. I wasn't there when we had the Irwindale Auto Track. I know you were. You can give us a good idea of what it's like.
There is a point in that race where you'll see 4 wide racing all the way around the track, and these guys just do an amazing job of keeping it clean, and so many different lines, so many different strategies. It's unpredictable from the drop of the green till the checkered flag comes out.
Absolutely. So with that, we will sign off here for tonight. Shout out to, as well, our XCAL fans out there watching in the chat. Glad you could join us here tonight. On behalf of everyone at XCAL Races and How to Suck at iRacing, Aaron Hillebush and his team of admins, Marty Sakala, along with Doug Burns, as we sign off. Congratulations to Parker Retzlaff, your first-time winner at the Lanier Speedway. So long, everyone.